Hello, everyone. Welcome to this panel titled Creating Your Digital Narrative. My name is Hiro Nishimura, and I am a technical writer and instructor, and I mainly teach and write about introducing Amazon Web Services and cloud computing to non-engineers. And I'm the founder of a website, awsnewbies.com, and intro to aws.com, and also am a podcaster, blogger, many hats. So in my past life, I was a special education teacher and a systems administrator at a tech startup in New York City. But now I mostly write and teach. So I've been making websites for a long time and have been using WordPress for the past decade. And I have to say it is a very amazing and powerful tool. And today we're going to talk about creating your digital narrative and how it kind of helps you promote your organization, brand, company, yourself even, to tell a story. So it is like telling a story using technology, using internet, social media, different digital mediums like videos, graphics, and so much more. And in this context, it's how you portray your organization or your goals in a coherent way to convey your message to the appropriate audience base so you can increase your supporter numbers. All right, so let's think about the core question. Why is digital presence and digital narrative important? Well, mostly because that's where your audience is. So here's a graph of the percentage of the US population with social media profiles. And you can see almost 80% of the US population has a social media profile. So kind of safe to say that you are probably going to find more people to support you there. So viral campaigns can create huge impacts. And when you hear viral campaigns, maybe a few pops up in your head. In my case, I want to share one, Coney 2012. So you may or may not remember this, but this was a short documentary film produced by Invisible Children Inc. At the time, it was the most liked video on all of YouTube and the first video to ever reach 1 million likes. So that on its own is amazing statistics, right? It's never happened before, and this viral short documentary, which was trying to promote this cause or call out to society, had achieved it as a viral campaign, and it resulted in a resolution by the US Senate and contributed to the decision of the African Union to send troops in. Another organization that does a great job with their viral campaigns and social media is Charity Water. So this is a nonprofit that was founded in 2006 that provides drinking water to people in developing nations. And in the past 10 years, they've utilized viral campaigns to raise more than $252 million and funded over 24,000 projects in 24 countries to benefit over 8.2 million people. So this organization has done a lot utilizing the internet. One of the main things that I want to talk about today is that you need to meet your audience, your target audience, where they already are. So some people will change the things that they like consuming for you if what you are offering them is compelling enough. But most times, it is much easier to get to your target audience by going where they already are and at the medium that they already like to consume. Maybe they like watching videos, then you would go on YouTube. Maybe they like listening to podcasts on their commutes, then you would create podcasts. Maybe they are professionals who are always on LinkedIn, then you might, post on LinkedIn. The list goes on. And if they love Instagram, you're going to go to Instagram. So it's very important now that there's so many different digital platforms that you need to connect them all together to tell one coherent story about yourself or your organization. You have to think about who am I trying to reach and where are they? And then consider where you want to bring them. So where is it that is your home base, where you have your resources, or where you want people to consume the most content from? So here's a case study. I own a website called intro-to-aws.com, and I have been building this set of resources and websites up since 1 year ago. So this is introducing Amazon Web Services to non-engineers, and it's intro-to-aws.com. The name kind of tells you what it does, which is great. So it began as a WordPress website called awsnewbies.com. So this is another name that kind of tells you right off the bat what it is. It is a website for AWS newbies, new newbies who want to start learning about AWS. So I didn't pay for any ads. All the traffic I get to the blog or the website is all quote unquote organic. So this is the power of SEO, or search engine optimization. Basically Google, Bing, Yahoo search, places like that are sending hits to my website because people are searching for the content that is on my website. And since about 6 months of age, so this website is about a year old now, I've had consistently about 10,000 visitors per month. And you can see in July there was a spike of getting 15,000 visitors that month. I'm not really sure what happened there, but so I do a lot in integrating different platforms to create one narrative. So basically my narrative is, hey, I want to help you learn about cloud computing and Amazon Web Services, and you don't have to know anything before you get started. I will help you start. First thing I did was this whole thing is integrated with Twitter. So I post about the website, I post about the content and the resources that I create on Twitter a lot because I know a lot of my target audience is on Twitter. Twitter's retweet and like features allow my content to be spread by my followers to their own communities and friends who are likely also interested. And it kind of creates this little endorsement cycle, right? So if someone's retweeting or liking something that shows up as, hey, so-and-so has liked it or so-and-so has retweeted this, then their friends or their community will be like, oh, so our friend Joe liked this content. Let's take a look. And it's also very easy to engage with people who are interested or want to learn more. And as you can see from the screenshot of my site statistics, in the past year, Twitter became the second source of traffic after search engines from my posts. Another thing I did after that was to integrate with MailChimp. So MailChimp is a newsletter kind of service that lets you kind of blast emails out to your followers or your contacts. So I created this free 7-day newsletter course to introduce Amazon Web Services and cloud computing, and a regular mailing list sign up, basically going like, hey, if you're interested in updates from this website, sign up. So you can collect contacts using mailing list signups, which is so powerful because it is a list of targeted audience members who want to hear from you. This is very important because people are sick and tired of cold calls and cold emails, and these people who sign up for your listservs and newsletters want to hear from you. So they are more inclined already because they have taken the time to say, hey, shoot me an email, tell me what's going on, instead of you reaching out to people and you don't really know if they are interested in your service or your organization or your product. And what having people's email addresses allows you to do is to not be reliant on specific services to contact your audience. Like if your Twitter account got frozen or your Facebook account got compromised or your YouTube account got, blocked for some reason because of the algorithm, or the website decided they hate on you today, you don't want to lose your avenue of being able to reach your audience. You want to be able to tell them what's going on, reroute you to other places where you are. But having a listserv or newsletter and a bunch of contacts allows you to maintain access to your audience. Another thing I did was I integrated with Facebook. So I created a Facebook page and a Facebook group. And to be honest, I haven't been utilizing these as much as I should be because I've just been so busy. But Facebook page creates another avenue for someone to follow you and your activities. And let's face it, a lot of your potential audience members are already on Facebook. So if you look at the statistics from Facebook itself's company info, those are some big numbers. 1.6 billion active users, 2.4 billion monthly active users, more than 2.1 billion people use their whole slew of services every day, and then more than 2.7 billion people use at least one of their family of services each month. So there's a lot of people there already, which is also a potential audience source for you. In a Facebook group, unlike a Facebook page, you can talk to your audience on your Facebook page, but in a Facebook group, it's more intimate. You can allow members to communicate with you and each other. This works great for maybe support groups, or if you're sharing a lot of resources, or you just want to facilitate communication. And some people actually use Facebook groups as a place where they've sold entry into the group, and that's where they share a lot of their like top-notch information. I personally have been running a Facebook page for a medical support group since I was in college, and it's got I think around 3,500 or 700 followers, and a Facebook support group for the same medical condition that has about 1,700 members. So it has that allows people to talk to each other, share really important information with each other, and kind of have a safe place and facilitate communication. And it also helps you as the person who is the brand to kind of come in and be like, hey, we have resources and we have a place for you guys to talk about this. Okay, another thing I did was I created videos. And so I created these video courses. It's a series of a 4 video course series called Introduction to AWS for Non-Engineers. And basically the thought process is, okay, so I've reached out to people who like reading, right, to consume their content. So this is a blog, my website, I tweet about it. I have a newsletter, I have an ebook. Now let's move on to another way of consuming and learning, videos. A lot of people like watching videos to get their information. So my video courses are hosted on a third-party learning platform, which means I can tap a whole new audience base. And then on the author profile of my video courses, they refer to my quote-unquote main base, my website and my brand, bringing new audience to my core website. And for you, if you're not creating courses and stuff, it could just be YouTube, Vimeo. But YouTube is probably like the biggest name just because of the search algorithm is so robust and so many people are already there every day watching. But that also means there's a lot of competition. But this creating videos means it finds a double benefit of creating a new medium for your potential audience to consume and a new audience base. Another important thing is landing pages. So that's where you state your message. This should be like simple, easy to understand. A lot of them are just one page. It's kind of like more to the point, the better. It should be connecting all your websites and accounts and resources together. And the visitor should be able to easily identify what you are offering for whom. So the screenshots I have on the page is for intro to AWS.com. So the title is Intro to AWS for Newbies. That kind of, summarizes what it is. Who is it for? Newbies. What am I doing? Intro to AWS. And the tagline is looking to begin your journey into cloud computing and Amazon Web Services, but don't know where to begin? Don't worry. We've got your back with jargon-free resources to get you started. So basically, that just kind of tells you right there off the bat, what am I doing, for whom, and why do you want this? And then it goes straight into like my video courses and introducing these concepts. Okay, so there are quite a few digital platforms to consider. I mean, even if you just think about what social media you use or your friends, your family uses regularly, there's a lot. So some of the ones that I think are pretty big and something you could look into right now are blogs or websites, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, podcasts, newsletters, crowdfunding platforms if you're raising money, and relevant web directories. So with web directories, I don't know how prominent they are these days, but at least in the past, it kind of helped legitimize your existence by being on relevant web directories. Say maybe you are a dog trainer and then you're on a web directory of legitimate, good dog trainers in your area, then that will help your target audience find you. Okay, so here's some questions to consider. Who is your target audience? Is it teenagers? Is it 20s? Is it 30s? Are they the elderly? What kind of work do they do? Where do they live? What do they like? What are their hobbies? What platforms do these target audience people use the most? How do they like to receive their information? Through text like blog posts, audio like podcasts, or videos on YouTube, or maybe even like interactive media, like maybe they really love taking quizzes. Who knows? What is the most efficient way to communicate the information with your audience? How can you integrate different mediums into your narrative to help promote your idea, values, or information? So how can you convey your idea the most efficient way? Maybe you want to do a video and then have some explanations of the main points written down. And then maybe you want to go and appear as guests to relevant podcasts that talk about the topics that your organization wants to get out. And how can you use different digital platforms to bring your audience to your main base? This is where you have your main content, what you want these people to see, to consume the content and become new supporters. So this is a simple example of integrating WordPress blog with social media. So step 1, you would be logging into your social media accounts and integrating them to your WordPress. So that could be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. I don't know if WordPress integrates to Instagram, but then the next would be you post a new blog post on your WordPress. Hooray! Now there's a blog post there. And when you do that, because you have integrated your social media accounts and set it to automatically post, WordPress will automatically publish this post to your connected social media accounts, basically going like, hey, so this person updated their blog. Go check it out. And then your social media followers come to visit your blog and website because they see it. And then hopefully your social media followers follow your WordPress blog or website directly. And even if they don't, they'll continue seeing it on their social media feed every time you post new content. And then you've got them. You've got your new audience coming to read your new blog posts. So one important thing to keep in mind is that you do not have to do all of the social medias. I know it's very overwhelming. There are so many. You should focus on a few. So just pick a few that you like and you are going to be able to consistently update, because having inactive social media can a lot of times be worse than not having an account at all. So pick a few to focus on and go for it. Okay, this is a bonus slide for some resources for free or very close to free to get started. So I said landing pages are important. Card.co is very good for creating these like easy, simple, boom, boom, done landing pages so you can kind of get started. Free places to edit graphics to make them look really fancy without having any graphic design skills are canva.com and spark.adobe.com. Image editing, Photoshop Express, and GIMP are free. If you want to start a podcast, I am going to try to create a new podcast to kind of tap into another set of audiences who like to listen as opposed to watch videos or read, for intro to aws.com, to kind of share the same content. And so when I create podcasts, I use this software and website called anchor.fm, and it's free, and they let you create these very professional podcasts from your phone or your laptop. And you can get free stock images at Unsplash, Pixabay, Pixels with ease. And you can get free icons. The icons that I've been using on this whole presentation is from Flat Icon. And I share a lot more resources about entrepreneurship or making resources, publishing online, selling online, raising money, stuff like that at my blog on blog.24villages.com. Thanks for watching. You can find me on Twitter at Hiro Nishimura or my website.